What was that? What's that meme? It's like the DM smiles, it's too late kind of thing.
I have that on a t-shirt that I wear.
But the premise that I had in my mind, I've done this in you've recently met each other. So let's say a couple days ago, something like maybe in the last week at the town, several days march south from here. And the reason you've been heading north to this, I believe the town or city is called Baldur's Gate. Is that?
Baldur's Gate, yeah. Sounds familiar.
Heard of.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of. You probably have never.
I'm from Forest. I live in the forest.
I don't think that's right, but we can just go with that for now.
It is. My sister lives there.
And who are you? Who am I talking to, by the way?
I'm Rand. I'm an elven male. That's pretty much all you would know about him from looking at him. I mean, he's dressed way too well for the road. He has no concept of dress for the job. So he's dressed like he's going to someplace fancy, but he's not. He's always trying to find a way to get a few coins away from you or to do something you've never seen before. He'll even play with people's minds a little bit.
I am a satyr, probably like that, but clean shaved.
Oh.
Yeah. The big scar running on my eye because in the forest where I had a party with my friends, tons of wine on the bank of a lake, and we found a little amulet. I decided to just play with it. Accidentally, it summoned a demon who killed all of my friends. Almost killed me as well, but the forest itself decided to save me. And it transported me to another place, almost dead. He granted me some powers, and the demon is now looking for me because I didn't make the whole ritual to its end. So demon is kinda here, but it is limited in his powers and can't leave the forest. He corrupts the forest, and I have all of my friends there, but the demon is looking for me. So The forest gave me some druid powers. I'm coping with them, maybe not that good with them still. Sometimes memories of this visit me, but in the meantime, I'm pretty chill and like to joke about people, maybe trolling them a little bit, but
yes. And then who is Vomartist Starberry?
Yeah, so he would introduce himself as Vom, I guess, and Vom Starberry, and kind of look at you guys knowingly or embarrassed at first, and then kind of be like, yes, of the Starberry clan. He's this particularly rugged and buff-looking gnome. He's thicker and taller than any average gnome that you've probably come across. And little nicks and scratches, wearing chainmail. He's got his kite shield on his back with the Starberry emblem on it. His genetics are closer to the Fey origin. He's almost like this, from this pure blood family. He carries a warhammer on the side as well. He feels he's this big embarrassment to the Starberry clan. Probably can tell from hanging out with him that he's really quite intelligent. He thinks he's like an idiot. All the other wizards and spellcasters in his family are prodigies, and he's this big, lumbering, outside the box kind of guy.
Basically, you have met, say, several days past in the town, call it 5 days south of Baldur's Gate, which is actually Mulder's Gate, the nearby town. The lesser known gate. You were kind of just, hanging out in the local watering hole. Mulder's Mash, of course, as you all know, that was the name of the tavern that you met at. Rand, weren't you kind of the premises you've been invited to? There's a big ball at Lord Bormo, his annual gala event, this masquerade ball. Your sister Samanthia, of course, will be there, and this is the perfect chance for you to kind of mingle and hobnob with the elite.
Maybe fleece a couple of them?
Maybe. Say a couple of days ago, you've met Vam and you've met Rabur. And what did you tell these guys?
I told them I'm on my way to a big party and it's going to be fun. You'll get to meet some people in Baldur's Gate. And I think Rand is thinking the whole time, these two guys are going to take all the attention away from him so that he can be up to no good. Rabur shaved his face. Rand assumes you did that to look more human, more normal.
I'm masquerading from someone. I think that with my beard, I look one way. Without it, it's a completely different person.
Yeah, people are going to notice you and not notice him so much. So he would invite them as this is a huge party. We're going to have fun. We're going to drink and eat, and it's all free.
Ribeiro is there because he misses parties a lot. I think he might heard about the big party. He is a little bit anxious about forest probably, and he can't find any parties in forest. Sure. What you gonna do? Here there is a party. He's on his way.
Is it true that satyrs love to party, or is that a stereotype? Bob was curious.
We like good fun.
Okay.
Yeah, however you call it.
And I would say it's already, at this point, it's already evening. Maybe it's 9 o'clock. You know, you've literally been marching or walking the whole day. You didn't have horses. So this is where you are. Now, I would like to point out, not that it's important at all, but you are at this side of the bridge currently.
How wide is the bridge?
It's pretty big. It's like 17 feet. I'll go by feet. Is feet okay with you?
Oh, yeah.
Meters.
17 feet, yo.
17 feet.
Have we not been into town in 5 days in all these days of travel?
Is about 5 days total. You have about one more day. Yeah, about one more day's worth of travel. And you know this. It's like a well-traveled road. Baldur's Gate's pretty well known from... What was that, from Baldur's Gate?
Don't end the day with the bridge uncrossed, right? Shouldn't we just get across it and then camp?
We're camping out in the open? Why would somebody sleep outside?
Why would people sleep inside?
You have tents with, like, so each day you've been kind of camping, like, with tents.
This is a flashback of a conversation we had on the first night. Every single night he repeats the same.
Ribeiro tries to put his tent as a sleeping bag instead of building a house.
Just to save time, or, like, I don't get it.
Why anybody needs any roof?
Good point. I mean, yeah, you're used to the woods is like your home. I mean, you're used to.
Yeah. So, but Rand is looking at him and shaking his head like that guy's bear food.
Bear food for sure.
I think Vom's as a forest gnome, he's very comfortable with this kind of setup. And he uses his gnomish and magical abilities in an extremely casual way, you know, like using like prestidigitation to start the fire and maybe get like a couple things set up, even like a waft a nice smell to make it feel more homey. He like speaks with small animals.
Wait, you said you have speak with animals?
Yeah, apparently it's a speak with small animals is just a gnome ability.
When you're speaking with animals, you actually happen to come into contact with this small, cute little cat.
Oh, and what are you doing out here?
Yo!
I did yo to you too. And to you too.
Anything. You give me some catnip, man.
Oh, well.
Tell me what you want to know.
Honestly, I just don't want much trouble. He pulls out a small piece of beef jerky and hands it to him. This guy looks a bit rough.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's food and all. I mean, can't argue with that. But, man, I got this white nippo, man. That was like so good, so dank. Oh, I mean, I haven't had that in months. And then, seeing as you're foreigners, clearly you're not from around here. I thought maybe you could hook me up. I'd tell you some of the secrets, secrets of the forest, huh? Anyone? And then he like looks at everyone. Now, I don't know. The other guys can't understand this.
Yeah.
No.
This very animated cat and Vom looking extremely confused and a little taken aback.
He's like, white nippo, anyone?
Does he speak common?
Okay, so they
just
hear a
guys
lot
are
of
just like, meow, meow, meow.
Right.
I walk over to Robert and I say, is he talking to a cat?
And it seems like cat is flexing in front of him.
Flexing is the word, bro.
Wow. Man, there's all kinds of weird things happen outside. I don't get it.
Damn, I don't know. I don't know. How warm is it? What is the weather?
It's like early autumn, starting to get cooler. Like at night, during the day, it's still pretty warm.
I have a couple of more minutes of watching you speaking to a cat who definitely can't speak. After that, I'm going to have a little dip into the river. That's a nice river there, dude.
I mean, it's pretty already kind of getting dark. So
if it is early autumn, it is fine.
Okay, all right. And then what about
satyr skinny dipping habits? That's one.
Maybe not skinny dipping. If you are not comfortable.
I know very little about satyrs, but that's one thing everyone knows. Never question a satyr's skinny dipping habits. That's what my father told me and his father before him. Just not worth it to have that conversation.
This coming from a guy talking to a cat.
And apparently potentially dealing drugs to a cat. We're about to find out.
What is he saying? Does he say something?
You
something good about
water. Let's just be clear.
He'll look back at Rabir and be like, allow me to to clarify momentarily. He turns back to the cat and he says, if I am to understand correctly, you would like to procure a substance called white libo or something?
Nippo, like
Nippo.
catnip.
And in return, you shall share some coveted secrets that are of value to us, presumably.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, is this simply cat gossip, or is it actually information that I would...
Oh man, no, there is some crazy shit going on in this woods, and I would love to tell you, but I mean, I don't give this stuff out for free, you know.
Okay. I will check with my compatriots here. He looked kind of both at Rand and Rabir, and he's like, yeah, either one of these guys, I would not be surprised if they have some kind of cat narcotics. So, gentlemen, this feline is very interested in a substance called white Nippo. You wouldn't happen to have any on your person.
How does he spell it?
How do you
Nippo?
spell?
Nippo?
You the
Cat can't spell.
he turns back and he's,
I might have something, but I have 2 nipples. They are not white.
Did he tell you what it looks like?
okay, let's ask it. So he'll ask what does it look like?
So at this point, he's starting to rub up when Rabir starts like pointing at his nipples. The cat's already now, he's like kind of like rubbing like, against his like legs or his foot. Yeah, this guy's cool, man. This guy, he probably knows.
So I wish you could communicate directly to him and not through me.
Yeah, it's getting kind of awkward, isn't it?
Rand is waiting for a description of this, whatever this substance that he's looking for is.
Cat tells you, all right, or he tells through Vam, a dried green herbal type of like a plant that you dry up and then it can be very, not powdery, but like tiny little pieces.
Yeah. So Rand would then go over to his backpack and cast minor illusion on some rocks on the ground, then come back with exactly what you asked for and put it in Vom's hands.
Yeah, he's just kind of, why am I the middleman? Here you go.
What I would like to know
You're the
is,
drug dealer. I'm just here. I don't know what's going on.
you tell Vom.
I don't tell him that it's minor illusion. Okay. I just hand it to him, so he thinks it's it too.
Why don't you roll me a deception with advantage, please?
Yeah, this is something I'm good at, and I'm glad I have advantage because I just rolled a 2. Let's say 15.
So you would just assume, like, again, he just doesn't say anything. You assume, like, okay, that must be it.
Vom's very intelligent, but not particularly wise. So he's like, wow, it's quite the coincidence. And what a lucky day that he happens to have this strange cat substance here.
Hey, wait, before you give it to him.
Okay.
Wasn't he supposed to give you something? You better get it first because he's going to be messed up after that.
Yes, please tell us your secrets before indulging in this substance, Mr. Cat.
Rand, how loud did you say that?
I said it loud enough for him to hear it, kind of solidifying my lie with another lie.
Roll deception.
Deception
the cat
again?
Can't understand him, right? Or we don't know the power of this cat.
Oh, maybe he can understand me.
You don't know anything about this.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. But I said it loud enough. I don't if he hears me. That's a 21.
Okay, so everything's cool. Like, what do you, Vam? It's on you.
I feel like the cat's like about to grab it, and then he just does a whole like, The cat's just secrets first.
Yo, this is my forest. I'll make the rules, biatch.
I highly doubt that you are the owner of this entire forest.
He kind of like looks like that. Like he's like, I thought this was going to be easier. All right. Here's what we're going to do. You give me a little, just a little. I got to make sure it's the right stuff. I'm going to give it a little sniff. If it's good, I tell you what you need to know. So just give me a little sniff.
I believe a little sniff might be more than you can handle. This boy don't play. And he gestures at Rand. That is, as they say, the word upon the street. And
he gives him the look.
Everyone roll me a perception.
Okay.
That's a 15.
What did Rabir get?
Perception 12 plus 4, 16.
Okay, so wait, sorry, Vam, what'd you say?
15 as well as.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's good enough. You all kind of hear like a low growl, and without another word, the cat kind of does one of these, like, how cats like stand like
the arched back.
Like the tail's like, and then without a word, he just starts dashing off. So I'll let you make like a reaction if you want to try to grab him or something, but otherwise he's booking it like that girl.
River rushes from the river. I don't have a lot of good experience with girls like that.
And Rabir, only you. I would like you to make me a history because you are a man of the woods.
7.
Oh. You feel like
Open 7.
whatever. You don't know exactly right now, like where you've heard it or how. You're just like, oh, that sounds familiar. Maybe something to be careful about, but you don't know anything else right now.
Do we see where it's coming from?
Essentially, it's coming from the direction you're going towards, like the woods, like over the bridge.
When Rand hears this sound, this growl, he doesn't like to be outside. He immediately begins to cast a spell, and you see him weaving like light between his fingers, and then 4 balls of light form, and he sends them across the bridge to the other side. So there's 4 balls of light now across the bridge, lighting up the other side.
Like, what is this?
Dancing lights.
Okay, so essentially, yeah, to illuminate, because it's already
just
dark.
to illuminate. I do have dark vision, but
Let's say a couple minutes go by, you don't hear it again for now.
How long
make
is the
them
bridge?
disappear.
How long is it?
Yeah, how wide? How
Let
wide?
me count
is
out the
bridge?
squares. 55 feet long.
This is a goddamn long bridge.
I mean, you guys want to camp for the night? Like, it's
Let's
getting
take it.
later now.
Hey,
Like,
Robert,
after
did
this
you
growl,
check
but I
under
guess
the
what else are
bridge
you
for
gonna do?
creatures while you were swimming?
DM, did I notice something?
you're not in the water right now, right?
No. Yeah.
Roll me with disadvantage. I'm going to let you roll me, because I'm being nice, a retrospective investigation with disadvantage to see if you maybe recall something, if there was anything.
Okay. It is 5 and 7.
Yeah, you remember there was like a couple like delicious looking fish in the water that you wanted to catch, but maybe you didn't have time or
Nothing else.
yeah. No, those fish look really good though. Like really tasty.
So we're
time,
safe.
fish. Next time.
Nice. We're safe.
I think Vom's ready to camp. That's cool. His tent is actually quite comfortable. Surprisingly so. You know, like I said, there's like a nice waft of like perfume that comes from it. Like it's almost like as regal as you can make a little tent. So he's very comfortable in there, and he's gonna settle in for the night, I think.
Is there any tree where I can set my bed?
Rabir, I'm glad you asked. There actually happens to be a tree right on. And I should have. Wait. Are you guys camping on which side of the? Not that it matters at all. There's actually no reason I'm asking, but
I think we had already begun setting up on the south side, right? So I think we would, yeah. So we're heading north. So on the south side of the bridge, yeah.
Okay. Not that it makes any difference.
Never thought so.
Rand has been setting up his tent like next to Vom's because, protection, kind of keep close together. But today he sets it up a little bit further away after that whole cat thing. He's a little weirded out by that.
And Rabir, to get back to you, yeah, you actually do notice, you said a tree to camp under?
To camp maybe on. If there is big enough so I can place my tent as a bed on a bench.
No, it's great that you asked. There actually is a tree. It's right here.
It looks
shouldn't
awesome.
sleep in trees with faces.
It looks like a penthouse. I can't miss opportunity to sleep over there. Just look at this crown. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to climb over there and place my bed right under the crown.
Very nice. Very comfortable. Yeah.
Is it far from the camp?
It's about 30 feet away. It's close.
Not bad.
So you all camp for the night. Are we what's the deal? Are we doing like a campfire? Maybe you each tell each other one secret, whatever, you're roasting something and you're bonding. One secret you've never told anyone else. And it could be a lie, that's up to you, but at least it could be something random, about your about your history or whatever.
I just met those people. Whenever we drink a bit with each other, I guess I'm gonna spill all of my secrets, existent and non-existent. Right now, maybe if somebody will start, I might think or something. If somebody else will start, I might want to overcome him.
Oh, okay.
With my even better secret.
Yeah. Like, you think that's a good story? Wait.
Yeah.
He'll say, I'm 63 years old, which is quite young for a gnome, but it's still 63 years. And I've never kissed a girl. I got close once, real close, but I don't really want to talk about that right now.
I think you had a chance with that cat.
I wish I didn't, but I think you're right.
And I couldn't even understand what it was saying. Just the body language. It was freaking me out.
The vibes were completely off.
By the way, your hand is now full of rocks if you're still holding the catnip.
Oh my!
All right.
I think your nip
What
went
happened with the
bad.
cat? Why did you scare it away?
I didn't scare the cat away.
You did with your
I
rocks.
didn't do it.
I don't know.
No, there was a growl. You didn't hear the growl?
It happens in forest all the time. The cat should be completely accused to it.
Well,
Yes.
I think we should take turns on watch because if that cat comes back, Vom is not safe.
You know what? I have a strategy for times like this. Thank you for reminding me. He pulls out a bit of rope that's carefully measured to create a 5-foot circle. And after doing so, kind of mumbles and casts this some kind of magic on it, to which it disappears completely right outside the entrance to his tent, assuming that whatever attacks is going to come in through the front door of his tent. And this is a spell called Snare, apparently, which triggers when something walks into it, and then it just like magically suspends it 3 feet into the air. Or I guess you guys might know that he was part of like the city watch. Mostly he ended up catching gnome pranksters that went a little too far. But every once in a while, he's fight off a wolf or two or some bandits, you know.
Okay.
He has some experience. But
That could be your secret. Rand is like, man, you went from being a city guard to selling drugs to a cat in the forest. That's how you've fallen.
I've become the one thing I've always feared, a corrupt cop. It's a very training day pilled.
He's like, that's my favorite kind of cop, actually.
I left the village to start a new life, and, I have to be open to the possibilities. Destiny is a cruel and unusual mistress.
Like, I never had a mistress before.
Exactly. I wouldn't know.
Rand is suspiciously quiet when that whole line of conversation comes up.
Reber might a little chuckle hearing about the 63-year-old version looking so handsome. So, dude, how could you fuck this up?
I'm 316.
With your looks, but just you gotta do something.
Are you flirting with Vom right now?
That's
And
what
not
I'm
with
hearing.
me. No.
I feel like he's more.
Maybe on this.
Rand
party we
zips
can
up his
find
tent.
some,
Give you guys some privacy. Wow, chicka wow wow.
Rebber, what did you say about that you're like an alcoholic, but like you didn't really say anything.
I'm not an alcoholic. I love a good wine.
Okay, yeah, you like to party. You're a party guy. Yeah.
I might also try the white nipple.
The white nipple.
If being introduced to.
Which are now rocks. But
yeah, Rand does it again to some rocks and gives it to Ribber.
Well, if you mind, does anybody have a chunk of paper? So
I always have parchment. He hands him some parchment.
I take like a little square of it and try to roll the weed. It looks awesome, dude.
Rand elbows Vom and says, "Do not look away from that tree."
This is gonna be pretty good for my sleep. I will try it on the fire. What do I feel? Does it feel good?
You're smoking rocks, right? Like literally.
Go ahead and make an investigation check against my spell save DC.
7.
You are getting high.
The placebo effect is strong with this one.
You want some? One more?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Mom, you want to hit this?
Certainly not.
Vom, you sell it, but you don't dip into your own stash.
I just became a drug dealer today. I feel like, these are the kind of things you want to take in incremental steps.
A couple of more hits and I'm done. Leave it for tomorrow. I go into my bed, to my penthouse.
Great, so you're all going to sleep at the same time.
No, I'm an elf. I'm going to stay awake. I'm not going to trance yet. I'm going to stay awake. And when they are both for sure asleep, I'm going to mess around a little bit. And then I'll wake one of them up to finish the second half of the watch.
What do you mean by mess around? Can you expand?
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and send it into Vom's tent. And I'm going to get his backpack and I'm going to look around inside it a little bit.
Say with advantage, because Vom, you fell asleep, correct?
Yeah.
So I would say with advantage, what would be like?
Sleight of hand, maybe? All right.
There.
That's a 22.
So I would say definitely you do not wake Vom. Your mage hand is stealthy AF.
Yeah. All right. I look through his bag. What's in there?
So he travels fairly light. You're going to find a horn, the city guard horn. He still carries around his city guard stuff. Pouch with 10 gold. Some manacles. Again, city guard equipment. Then he has a scroll that, states that he is an official member of the town watch. Wax seal that looks very official looking on it. Then
Rand chuckles at that since you're now a drug dealer.
Then just a water skin, some dried meat, and then that precious vial of some kind of liquid. I don't know if he would have said out loud about this.
I pop it open and just smell it.
Somehow it smells like a galactic nebula. You may not even know what that is, but that's what, when you can smell a color, it's that kind of a vibe where you're just so you think of space immediately and like stars and something.
I think Rand overall, seeing everything that you've accumulated in 63 years feels sorry for you a little bit. Like, this is not much. This is 63 years worth of life in a bag. And he drops like 5 gold coins into there and then puts it back. So I would then wake up one of the other two. Probably I would wake up Vom because his tent's right there and I'm not climbing a tree. I'll wake him up and say, hey, it's your turn for watch. And, I might stay awake in my tent with it closed because I only need 4 hours. And if we do, all 3 of us have watches. They both need 8. I would know this by now, right? Because we've been traveling together. So we're going to have 3 4-hour watches for everybody to get a long rest. And I only need to sleep or trance one of them so that I get 2 hours and 2 hours. So I'm watching the last 2 hours of Rabir's shift and the first 2 hours of Vom's. I would stay awake and just kind of see what Vom is doing while he's on watch. Just kind of peeking through the tent.
Yeah.
See if the cat comes back.
Since he is like a professional watchman with probably decades of experience, like almost like a video game, stay in one spot, like stare in that direction for like 2 minutes and then like turn around somewhat mechanically, walk to it. But it's very well calculated that like in doing so, he covers all of the potential like directions.
Does he accidentally set off his own snare when he gets out of his tent?
I feel like I should roll for that. That's probably more on a wisdom than an intelligence thing, huh? When
you tried to wake him up, did you set in the trap?
I used the mage hand.
So rolling a 4 - 1 to get on his way out of the tent, he certainly gets ensnared by his trap. He's like, God dang it! Damn kids! Oh, that was
the game.
That was me.
You hear like a low chuckling coming from his tent, but the door is closed. So you're not sure, but you're pretty sure.
I want you to roll me a perception, please.
It's not a terrible roll, though. Let's see. 15, I think it's like a -1, so 14.
You don't know exactly what it is that you hear, but you definitely hear something. Sounds like some kind of footsteps, but you don't know specifically like what kind or whatever. But you hear them coming from across the bridge.
As a watchman, his job is to go and watch, so he would at least approach, maybe walk towards the center of the bridge because the sound's coming from the other side. And then, peer into the distance, see if he can see what made the sound. And if not, you reveal thyself to an official guardsman of the Thornberry town, Thornberry.
Can Gnome see in the dark?
Yeah, he's got dark vision, 60 feet, I think.
Just barely on the edge of what you can perceive with your dark vision. Now roll me a perception again, because this is going to be it's a borderline thing. You definitely see something maybe about 60 feet away.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. An 18. Man, I'm growing on these perceptions.
So you see maybe it's under some bushes, so you don't see the actual creatures. Maybe they're trying to be stealthy. Some very huge, big club kind of feet. Maybe as big as 1 foot's as big as your leg is the foot.
Oh damn.
How tall are you?
4'2".
Sorry, what?
4 feet 2 inches.
Okay, well maybe not quite as big as your leg, but it's big.
But we're getting there. Okay.
Yeah, and then you see something like a normal, humanoid-sized boot. You said you rolled an 18?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a couple of hoofs, small hoofs. And, they kind of, it's funny that they actually look pretty similar to, Rabir, Rabir's hoofs or something.
I think you might even think it is Rabir.
Maybe it is.
And then he remembers an old gnomish proverb. Never question a satyr skinny bushing in the woods. He loves skinny bushing. So
He
he's
knows a
kind of
lot
like,
about satyrs.
and I don't want to see anything I don't want to see. Can you look back and see Rabir, where Rabir was sleeping?
You're sleeping in the tree or on top of the tree?
On top, right under the crown, so probably not. You don't see, probably.
Yeah, so you're like here.
Yeah, way up there.
Yeah, way up there.
So no, and also like it wouldn't be in a straight line from the bridge. It was just like slightly off to the side.
He's got to go check. This is his job. So he's gonna go and kind of like meander up a little bit carefully, almost like not looking. He doesn't want to see anything that he can't unsee. Rabir, is that you? What are you doing?
Are you walking towards? Wait, so you're walking?
Yeah. No, he's walking across the bridge towards the thing in the bush. He's gonna go investigate. He's got to. That's his job. He's on watch. Got to figure out what.
Don't worry about calling for backup.
He's a professional.
So you're actually shot. Like, are you shouting Rabir or like?
It's like a medium tone, like just like trying to be like enough so he hears him.
Yeah. So, and you're still looking at those feet, I guess.
I mean, if at any point he recognizes that it's not Rabir, then things might change. But he's trying to call him out.
Oh, maybe it is. As far as you know, could be Rabir. Sure. So
seems like something he'd do. I don't know. He went swimming for no reason. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Who knows what the satyr's up to?
He suddenly has 2 hooves, 2 boots, and 2 giant feet.
Does he have boots now? Oh, shit.
Something had boots.
Something had boots. That's true. I forgot you mentioned the boots.
So I'll say, why don't you roll me another perception investigate, either one, when you get to like the end of the bridge, the other end. Yeah.
Okay. So
at least you know, even if it is Rabir, you know there's other like feet you don't recognize.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 13.
I mean, okay, they look the same. You don't notice anything new, except you notice the feet are slowly. You know, the bushes are very thick, so you can't see. Like maybe it's like just starting to see a little bit more of the leg, but not like the full body on the big feet.
There are some big booted feet and then hoof feet next to them. Like
there's some normal humanoid-sized booted feet.
Okay.
The hoof feet, and then there's the big. It's kind of like worn down, so you can kind of see these like huge, overgrown toenails.
That's certainly not Rabir. Turn around, post haste.
As you turn around, you hear a "Hold it right there."
That's my line. Wait a minute. You hold it right there.
Nice. Yes. Make a stand, buddy. Okay.
Last stand.
So Vam dies, and
The sniper.
You never knew what hit you. Yeah. So you turn around. You say, "Hold it right there." So you stay in your spot, right? You turn around,
and he's going to reach not for his warhammer, but for his horn, which he holds at the ready for backup.
Okay.
Yeah, again, this is his job, and like he has like standard operating procedure. Usually he's actually pretty tough. He's so he's ready to scrap with people, but most of the time in his life he doesn't come across truly formidable or opponents. So he is actually maybe a little overconfident. He also thinks he looks more intimidating than he does with his horn. So like often he might be standing in a pose that like seems cool to him and intimidating, but really he's like a 4'2" kind of stocky gnome, just like holding a horn up awkwardly near his head.
Within a few seconds, these feet are slowly, and they're kind of getting like more and more. Think of like the brush is slowly like thinning as they're getting like closer to you. So it's very dramatic. You see this.
Oh damn, that's a big guy. Oh, another satyr too. So there wasn't.
And but it's not Rabir. It's not.
Okay,
Rabir.
It's not Rabir. We can be sure of that.
Yeah,
so
you're in your character knows.
Once they've been revealed, he says, "Halt! In the name of the watch, do not proceed any closer, lest I blow mine horn." Okay,
so the big dude in the middle, right here. The other two are on his side. They're like behind him, and they kind of look at him like they're kind of like deferring him. They're waiting for him to like make his move or his do, and he kind of just like like the Jabba the Hutt laugh, like and they're like ah, they seem like right, You cross Puntaco Bridge. You must pay toll to Puntaco, 30 gold, and you may go about your business. And the others are just like nodding. They're like, yeah, listen to Puntaco.
Let me roll like an insight to see if I believe that this is a legitimate business. 'Cause, like I said, he's not so wise, and he's, you know, I think actually I put neutral good, but he's actually lawful good because, you know, he follows these procedures.
It's a little pricey, but
It's pricey, but it's Puntaku's bridge. It's Puntaku's rules. Like, who am I to? I'm the foreigner here. So let's see. Okay, so he gets a 2 -1. Great.
You're surprised. It's unexpected. Kind of the middle of the night. Kind of weird.
My apologies. I'm clearly far out of my jurisdiction, and I am unfamiliar with the local laws and customs. Allow me to. I personally do not carry that quantity of gold on me, but I'm sure amongst my allies we can gather up your stated sum, 30 gold. So of course, I will be requiring a receipt and a marked package. But yeah, I will go and collect that for you promptly.
So like when you say receipt, he's like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, we're honorable businessmen. Yes, receipt, no problem.
Indeed.
All right. Did you say we?
Oh yes, indeed. I'm traveling with my companions.
Oh, how many are you traveling with?
We are a party of 3.
Wonderful. So, tell you what, you seem like such like a nice, reasonable creature, whatever you are. It's inconvenient toll. We want to let you be about your way. We'll give you a discount. You just give us 80 gold.
80 gold.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I see. The toll was per passenger, per traveler.
Yeah, special promotion.
This must be a very upscale neighborhood.
Baldur's Gate, yeah, just one day. Very upscale. One day that way.
One day that way. We're so close to our destination.
Yeah.
Listen, I will convey the fees and the procedures to my compatriots, and I will return.
I'll let you roll insight one more time because they're kind of milking this for all it's worth.
Okay, fair enough. A 15.
So you're starting to get a sense like you're not really sure now what's going on, but you start to suspect something like this might not be as they say. It's like, okay, maybe they're like exaggerating or something. Like you're just getting.
I feel like it would dawn on him on his way back. Sure. And initially, he's like kind of caught up in the socializing, which isn't his strong suit. But when he's walking back and he actually like gets to use his intellect and think about it, he's like, wait a minute, 30 gold is the price of blah 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 blah, and the tolls are on average, you know, like in my experience. And then he's like, this is highly unlikely to be the toll price for this region of of Faerun or whatever. And so as he approaches, Rand, I don't know, does he find him awake? I think again he would go to Rand.
Rand wakes up and says, what, is it my turn again? Well, I thought we were each taking one watch.
There's a toll on this bridge, and yet I suspect they may be charlatans. But what would charlatans be doing in the woods?
Yeah, what would charlatans be doing in the woods? Rand is like... And you have no idea he's actually a charlatan.
He repeats, yes, what would charlatans be doing in the woods?
Well, then you should pay them. Do you have a pouch?
I have a pouch.
What's the toll?
Listen, the toll is 30 golds per head. And I've done the calculations. That is far beyond the average price of affordability for travelers upon this road.
Let me see your pouch.
Sure. He hands him over his pouch.
Rand turns around and he goes he pretends like he's going through his backpack. And he casts minor illusion on your pouch so that it has 80 gold in it, and hands it back to you. He goes, here, go pay them off so I can go back to sleep.
The charlatans. I like it. Seems very chuffed with this idea.
Mom, you know that.
No.
Yeah, I think you would know both because he saw him cast. He actually can cast.
Well, I turned around so that I would have, I would have had to cast the spell. So, and you're in my tent, so you probably did see it. How good of an actor are you, Vom? And I already know the answer.
Acting.
Lie.
Lying. No, I don't. That's not something I'm very adept at. I have very little practice.
Well, what about
But you have to start somewhere.
For the greater good? Like, say you're a town guard, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had to lie to somebody, like a bad guy, to get them to admit they did what bad thing they were doing?
No. I'm over cover, as you might call it, which I'm not involved in.
So lying is out. All right, here's what we're going to do instead. You carry the pouch with the money and don't say anything.
Strong silence.
That way you don't have to lie. Just hold it in front of you like it's super heavy because it's full of gold. I will do all the talking.
Right. Big wink.
Should we wake up Fuzzy Legs over there?
I mean, at your discretion. You're the leader of this.
Do they know we're here?
They know.
Or do they think you're alone?
I have revealed to them that we are three.
There are 3 of us.
A flashback where he's like,
Rand looks up at the sky like, why? Why me? We'll tell him. We'll wake him up and let him decide if he wants to join this mess that we have on our hands. So we go wake him up.
Quick time out. I wanted to say, Vom, I wanted to give you a DM inspiration because you were playing your character so well. Like, obviously things you as a person wouldn't do. Like,
I appreciate that, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure I'll need it. So awesome. I'll mark it down now.
We're standing at the base of the tree looking up at the sleeping druid, and I just throw a rock at him. I've never climbed a tree, and I'm not about to start now.
But do you roll something to if you hit
throw
me
me,
or not?
throw me a dex for the rock throw.
That's an 8.
I think it like bounces off another branch.
We're probably, loud whispering.
Yeah.
Repair, get up.
Why are we whispering? Repair.
And as this is going on, you hear like a kind of like the voice shouting, and it looks like the human guy had kind of been like slowly making his way down the bridge, not in any hurry, but he's like, "Oi, what's taking so long? Special offer ain't gonna last forever."
I walk, trying to stay in the shadows, but get close enough to him to cast friends.
Okay, real quick before you do that, I want Rabir to roll to see if you would wake up because he's shouting. So like maybe you would have woken up now anyway, just from like the commotion. Rabir, can you roll? What would a good roll for this be?
Probably perception.
Yeah, perception.
Oh shit!
What?
It is 7 + 1. Yeah.
You know what? You're so comfy in that tree, just so you feel right.
I mean, you
at home.
smoke too much
It
of that
is a
catnip,
penthouse.
man.
Yeah,
I want to know if I am still high.
Well,
Apparently,
you
yes.
shouldn't have smoked all that catnip. He still hasn't put 2 and 2
Apparently,
together.
you're a
That's
lightweight
utterly-
with fake catnip.
Maybe you're having a dream right now. Could you tell us? Let's just put the spotlight on you for a second.
What does
is the dream you're
Revere
having?
dream about?
I pretty much think that sometimes he has some bad dreams about the demon, him waking up the demon. But before that, the dream is so light. But at this stage, I guess that this is the light part, when they are having fun at the lake, and he is only just looking for an amulet.
If I see him coming, before I cast friends, I'm going to have Vom come with me. Just hand him the bag when I tell you to. And I'm going to meet him on the bridge and say, "Oh, we got your money."
Let me roll a performance to see how well he's pulling off the fake weight bag and kind of acting cool. 'Cause
Hey, and then when you're doing that, also Rabir, roll me again perception because there's like a bird like. So maybe that wakes you up. Trying to help you.
I think that Rabir is pretty high still. Now we are talking. Now it is 19 + 1.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely heard that
30,
like
20.
pro, and like you hear the like.
followed by a little bit like an awkward grunting sound from Vom as he flings a small bag over his shoulder as if it's filled to the brim.
I think this would be a perfect spot to end on a nice cliffhanger.
That's a nice cliffhanger.
We could keep going all night, but this is a really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this scene. We've got Rand in the shadows casting a spell where Vom is kind of being used as a distraction, pretending to fake this thing over, and Rabir has just awoken to witness, I don't know, a stranger on the bridge, and Vom kind of stumbles.
But there is a thing.
Acting weird.
There is a thing that satyrs don't have dark vision, as I see.
Oh, so you can't even see us.
I only hear the commotion.
I didn't say so. Obviously, well, you wouldn't know. This person you assume is a human, as far as you know. Of course, humans don't have dark vision either. So he is actually holding a torch.
So we see him on the bridge. Most of the bridge is in some light if he's on the bridge near the middle.
Yeah, he's about halfway.
Yeah, Rand is the only one who actually has any idea what's going on in this situation in this exact moment.
Yeah, Rabir, what are you thinking right now?
What would Rabir be thinking?
Rabir thinks that he is a little bit high.
Okay.
He is confused and he wants to hide a little bit behind the bushes. I'm afraid he's a little bit afraid.
Okay.
Probably he is preparing his crossbow just in case.
Maybe because you're in the forest, maybe you're paranoid that it's like one of those evil.
Right. Yes. Any encounter in forest makes him nervous.
Cool, guys. Yeah, this was amazing. I had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
shoot for
Nice
like
DMing,
another-
too.
Yeah, nice job.
Awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording. I think now, right?
All right.
Oh, yeah.